Hello and welcome to Fossil Arcade. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new C64, another classic console reimagining. Another one. Not that they're mandatory. This C64 is a follow-up to last year's C64 Mini, improving upon it with a full-sized, fully functional keyboard, as well as a new Microswitch Joystick and additional USB ports. This sells for £110 with 64 pre-installed Commodore 64 titles and access to the original C64 and Vic-20 boot modes for basic programming. If you're nostalgic for the pale blue late night coding of the 1980s, then this is for you. Personally, I'm too young to have first-hand nostalgia of the Commodore 64, but I am interested in this era of gaming. For that specific reason, I bought a second-hand ZX Spectrum about 18 years ago, but I never managed to get it working. I think there's something wrong with the shit key. You can bet on some prolific Commodore title inclusions, like Attack of the Mutant Camels and Boulder Dash. There's a great selection here, with titles dating across the entire lifespan of the system, and the selection menu does a lovely job presenting them, though critical hits like Zack McCracken and the Alien Mindbenders are sadly missing. While prior experience of these titles isn't necessary to enjoy them, they are decidedly antiquated compared to games you'd find on NES, so a vested interest is important. Choose wisely before introducing your distraught children to the Temple of Apsai trilogy on Christmas morning. The sports games are old enough to feature West Germany as a team selection, a palpable educational experience for younger players, there is no doubt. There's a generous collection of epic sports, a primordial Call of Duty in Who Dares Wins 2, and 2017's eco-conscious Galencia, a shmup all about saving bees by shooting these giant space bees, proof that the C64 coding scene is alive and well. A key feature of the C64 is the ability to add new software through a USB stick. That's stuff like Galencia, and RetroGames Ltd have promised firmware updates in the future which will add new features via the same method. Inclusion of the original basic boot modes will be of special interest to Codemasters both old and new, but keep in mind, fresh users will have to dedicate countless learning hours before seeing anything close to California games. To get started, you may find it tricky to book basic night school classes in your area, but there's plenty of materials available on the World Wide Web.
Now here's the screen that appears when you first turn your machine on. This first line tells us that our Commodore 64 is ready to use BASIC.
Either way, the full-size keyboard is a transportive delight, satisfyingly mushy with a soulful mechanical sound. A number of games take advantage of it even if you're not a coder. You'll need a notepad at the ready for some of these lengthier titles too, like Planet of Death, a purely text-based adventure that finds you stranded on a hostile alien world. Drawing maps and keeping quest logs could actually transform single-player RPGs into fun group activities.
Missile. Get ready.
When it comes to the joystick, uninitiated players may find its rock-solid architecture poses a nasty challenge for their mollycoddled wrists. The worst games will push anybody's cartilage to the very limit with their demanding control schemes, but there are plenty of others which let the controller shine as well, Cosmic Causeway and Confusion being a particular highlight. However, if you are finding the included stick a bit of a chore, you can plug in a retro USB controller for a nice traditional D-pad. I've even found my Pokken controller is compatible. Overall, I'm thoroughly impressed by the C64, though I wouldn't go as far to say there's something for everyone here. General players will need to think twice, given the age of the software on hand. This is a very specific product for a very specific video game fan, which is reflected in the price. But it's great to see a system of this era given a new lease of life. If you're looking to take a trip down memory lane and even do a bit of coding, you couldn't hope for much better. Thanks for watching Fossil Arcade, see you around!